Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. And thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear at this time. I have set that intention with my deck and with my guides. So if you are here because this popped up on your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, this message is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot. I do have an oracle deck too that I will pull from at the end to get some additional messages and guidance from spirit. Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And be sure and like the video. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. And definitely subscribe if you like the messages. That really helps my channel to grow. And all of your interactions help push the videos out so others get the messages as well. So I really very much appreciate that. On the bottom of the deck, we have that Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is conflict. It's tension. It's arguments. It can be about manipulation, right? But it can be like a mental conflict that you're dealing with, like an internal mental conflict. Unless this is, conflict with others. So it is a general reading. You'll know your situation. But it's also about, he has these swords and these other people are walking away and he is one. But at what cost, right? Like if this is about friendships or family or, even a love partner, it's like you've won, but at what cost, right? What does that mean to you? Was it worth winning? So, it's just those like that tension that you have with others or some kind of mental conflict, like an internal thing. The situation is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a new stable beginning. So aces are gifts from spirit, right? There's this hand of spirit, hand of God, however you want to word it. They're handing you this gift of a new stability, right? So that can be a new job, that can be a new home, whatever you consider your stability. This can be in a relationship, like a stable, loving relationship. But this is like that new beginning and spirit trying to hand you this gift, but you have to grab the opportunity, right? These are opportunities, gifts from the divine that they're handing to you, and you need to take the action in order to move forward with these new beginnings. The blockage is the world. So the world is a completion. It is a fulfillment, right? Some kind of completion to a cycle here. So I always see like this circle and like this is a portal, right? Going through a portal and you've completed one cycle and now you're moving into a new cycle. And what I love is that the Fool is here. So the World card is the end of the major arcana, right? So this Fool has gone through all of the lessons in the major arcana and he has come to the World, which is the completion of all of these lessons. And then you start over again at that Fool. But with this in your blockage, it is not ending an old cycle in order to step into this new stable beginning, right? So this is like maybe a refusal to end some sort of cycle, or it's just not time yet, right? In order to move forward. This can just be you needing to learn the lesson and step into the new beginning. Because the root cause of this, again, is the Fool card. The Fool is a new beginning. It is taking a leap of faith, trusting that the divine has your back and really going for it, right? So he's trusting that the spirit has his back and he's just stepping off this cliff, right? So it's about surrendering the control and surrendering the need to know how this ends or how we move into this new cycle, right? So for example, if you want a new job, you put it out there to the universe, right? You're manifesting it, you're doing positive affirmations, you're telling spirit that you want this new job, and then you let it go, right? You don't obsess over it. You may put in an application here and there, right? It's not like you don't take any action whatsoever, but you don't obsess over it or you don't put all of your energy into it. You just trust that spirit has your back and that they're sending you into a new cycle. But this is about that new stable beginning being blocked because you're not taking some sort of leap of faith. You're not trusting the divine. And in the past, like recent past, what is like affecting this situation, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is messages, it's communication, But this is about learning. So I think maybe you don't have all of the information you need in order to complete a cycle and step into this new beginning. This could be like messages from spirit, right? Or again, with this new job, maybe you don't have all of the information that you need in order to take this new position, right? Maybe there's a certification you need to take in order to get this new stable beginning, right? This new job. There's still something that needs to be learned. So, like stay curious, stay open. But this is what is affecting the situation right now is this page of swords, this needing to learn something or being open to these new, excuse me, these new ideas and this new inspiration, right? Being open to new information and learning is what is affecting this situation. So, learning about maybe this cycle in order to close it out to step into this new beginning. The your higher self or your guides, we have the Four of Pentacles. So, the Four of Pentacles is about needing to control, it's about holding on to things, right? So, this person is holding on to these pentacles very tightly, right? So, in a good way, it is about being frugal. It is about saving, being conservative with your tangible wealth, your stability here. But it can also be about holding on to things too tightly and needing to release, right? Needing to be open to new opportunities, being open to new experiences in regards to money, and also not holding on again to the control, releasing the control and trusting in the divine with that Fool. So you could be like hoarding resources because you're afraid you're not going to get this new beginning, right? So it's just that holding on and again trying to control situations. You just need to open up and not try to control the situation. And that could be what that Five of Swords is, like a mental conflict. You're just mentally conflicted about the situation. Maybe you're conflicted about why it's not happening, or you're conflicted about taking this leap of faith because it can be very scary, right? So, in the near future, the likely events that are going to take place, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, the Wheel of Fortune is the divine timing card, but it's also karma and luck, things turning in your favor. So, our lives go in cycles, and this is about stepping into a new cycle and leaving one behind, right? So, we have the World card here, which again was this portal and this cycle. This is a completion, and then stepping into the new beginning after the completion of the cycle. So, in the near future, things are really going to start moving forward. So, maybe you learn some new information. Maybe you get a download from spirit. Maybe you get a new idea in order to bring this new stable beginning in, right? This could be a business idea. This can be an idea on how to make money, right? Whatever that is for you, it is a new cycle that is coming in and things starting to work in your favor here. Happening behind the scenes, this isn't going to be like sudden lottery win or something happening very suddenly, but it can be, information coming in very suddenly, like, hey, we have this job for you, or there's this new business opportunity. So in your feelings, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is about joy, celebrations. It's also about community. So you could be really like feeling joyful and happy, and also you could be like wanting to build a community, right? Feeling like you want a new friend group, a new work group, right? So whatever you consider your community here. But this Three of Cups is very much about community and friendship, happiness. I feel like you're feeling very maybe excited about the possibilities, right? And maybe kind of wanting to celebrate things here, wanting to move into a new cycle to celebrate. So in your environment, the influence here is the Tower, which is a very sudden, fast change. It is chaos. That could be what you're conflicted about. You could be fearing this Tower moment, right? You could be fearing that you're going to lose this stability. And that's probably why you're afraid to end a cycle and take a leap of faith here. I feel like this has something to do with you taking some kind of new job, or whatever you think your stability is here. This is about you needing to take this new opportunity and believing in yourself and taking that leap of faith. But I just feel like there's this fear of like chaos and all this change, right? Like this foundation or this building is crumbling, right? And like all of this stability is crumbling to the ground. And I feel like that's, in your the influence here, like in your environment. I think you're fearing this tower moment, or you're fearing this whole, this is all going to come crumbling down, it's not going to work out, right? Like kind of fearing the worst and not embracing this change, this new beginning here. In your hopes and fears, we have the Death card, which is your card. This is Scorpio energy. This is about endings and beginnings and a total transformation. This tower is about this entire building falling in this huge transformation, right? This upheaval of this building or the situation, right? Whatever it is for you. But with that Death card, it is very much about embracing the changes, right? Because you have this person that represents death, right? And he's on this horseback, but he has this armor on, so he is protected. Like, you are protected through this transformation, and spirit, it really does want you to take this leap of faith. And I feel like that is your fear, that you are not supported, that everything is just going to fall apart and come crumbling down. And that's probably your fear, but you're hoping for a transformation, right? Because a lot of times we can manifest things and then things start to change or move, and we kind of get in our heads about situations, right? Well, what if it doesn't work out? What if this happens, right? That can be the mental conflicts that you're going through here. So the potential outcome is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very charismatic. He is in control, right? He is that leader. He is an entrepreneur. So again, this could be about you starting your own business, or things finally starting to turn around in your business. Maybe you're taking a leap of faith to go out on your own in this business, right? And instead of taking a partner, or whatever this is for you. But that King of Wands is able to see like the bigger picture, right? He has that big vision where he can like look out into the future and see things working out. But it's also like kind of just stepping into that leadership energy and having the confidence and control to handle this situation, to move forward and take this leap of faith. So I feel like ultimately you may be conflicted right now mentally. This may be causing some arguments, tension amongst family members, or loved ones, whatever it is. But ultimately, I see you stepping into this entrepreneur energy, this King of Wands, fiery, passionate energy, taking control of the situation and becoming an entrepreneur. Let's see. What do they not see coming, Spirit? So we do have the Eight of Wands on the bottom, which is fast forward movement. What does Scorpio not see coming, Spirit? So you have the Nine of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So the Nine of Wands is about persevering, pushing through, right? This is about pushing through obstacles and really moving forward and overcoming those obstacles. They call him the wounded warrior because he has that bandage on his head, right? And these wands represent all of the lessons, everything that he's been through, all of these obstacles. And he's pushed through all of those, right? He's like right at the end of that. This is like that last little push and perseverance before everything comes through for you. And then you have the Three of Wands here, which again is about that big picture view, right? Looking out at the horizon and having that foresight, being able to see your ships coming in here, right? So this is like a victory, like things coming together, your ships coming in. And the Three of Wands is about growth and expansion. So this can be about growth in your business, but it can also be about growth within yourself. Taking this leap of faith and trusting in the universe and growing spiritually and mentally, and realizing that you are capable of doing this and things are working out in your favor, right? So not only growth in your business, but growth in your mindset and the situation. And then we have the Eight of Swords here, which is like that victim mentality, but it's very much like in your head, like limiting beliefs and holding yourself back. I feel like this is you freeing yourself from that. You are growing and expanding and freeing yourself from this mental prison that you have been in. You've really been holding yourself back and thinking again that this can't work out. I can't take this leap of faith. This business isn't going to work out. I can't, I'll never succeed at this, right? It's just whatever you've been telling yourself that has kept you stuck in this mental prison. You are definitely freeing yourself from that. This is about overcoming obstacles and really growing and expanding in order to free yourself from that thought process. So, what advice do you have for Scorpio spirit? Chariot. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So you have the Chariot, the Seven of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So the Chariot is forward movement, forward momentum. It is taking control. Again, you have that King of Wands. So he is in this chariot, right? And he has these two, they're sphinxes, but he's got the horses, right? This is about him taking the reins and taking control of the situation and trusting his intuition. He's under this canopy of stars, right? So this is also something that's not, again, it's not like really fast, or like, this is well thought out, right? So this is like a concrete chariot here. This is stable. It is grounded. It is, it's not something that's just going to go up in flames or something that's just going to fall apart. This is a very stable, solid foundation that you have built here, and you have grown a solid foundation, right? So this isn't like a last minute business decision or something that you're throwing together. Like, this is planned out, right? And not only did you plan this, but now you are going to take the reins, take control, and then steer this chariot in the direction you want it to go, right? So just keep with that forward momentum, keep that that control, and steer this in the direction that you want it to go in. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is about standing up for yourself and standing up for your beliefs and what you believe in, right? So this is really like defending your position on this, like standing your ground. A lot of times when you start a new business venture, or you want to start a business from the ground, people are like, oh, that's not going to come through, or you'll never be able to do that, right? They project their fears onto you. So this is about you really defending your position on this and continuing to move forward, right? Persevering, and don't let other people change your beliefs. Keep that optimism. You have the Page of Wands here, which is about adventure, and like a new adventure, optimism, new opportunities. So I feel like this is just like spirit telling you to keep moving forward and blast through any obstacles, blast through this, these naysayers. That can be that Five of Swords, that conflict. Maybe people are, telling you that you've had arguments with people, telling them that this is what you want to do, and they're telling you that you can't do this or you can't succeed, right? Whatever the case may be. But spirit is telling you to blast through those obstacles and keep moving forward and defend yourself on this position, right? Because again, you probably have some naysayers around you, and this is really about you believing in yourself and believing that you can take control of the situation and you can move things forward. You have the strength to do this. With the strength on the bottom of the deck. That's funny. I snorted, sorry. But you have the strength to do this. You really do. I just feel it's about like taking that leap of faith, and things are going to start moving. Things are going to start working out in your favor here, right? This can be like that Wheel of Fortune can be, maybe you start getting more clients, or you start getting more attention for your business, whatever it is, whatever your business is. I just feel like this is you kind of starting something new. And this can be like a creative project, right? This doesn't even have to be an actual business. This can be like a side hustle, right? I just feel like it's time to take that leap of faith and really go for it here. Okay. What else do you have for Scorpio spirit? So we have self-doubt. You're questioning yourself and unable to move forward. Don't let fear hold you back. You have the strength and power to see it through. Now is the time to break free from this limiting pattern. That is very much that Fool energy, breaking free from a cycle. and stepping into a new abundant beginning. I love that. How many times did I say that too? Like, don't doubt yourself. Boundless possibilities. You're standing at the edge of limitless potential. Don't limit your dreams based on past experiences. Embrace the boundless possibilities that await you, right? Like this holding onto the past, this Four of Pentacles, let that go. Maybe you tried this in the past and it didn't work out, or, you wanted to do this in the past and think, maybe like I have a friend that wanted to start a business in COVID, and then, obviously COVID hit, so she couldn't have that business, right? So this could be about like starting again, and you're just kind of afraid of what happened before, right? You're afraid of those past experiences. Don't let that hold you back, though. We have discovery. New ideas, people, or opportunities may be coming your way. While there is still work to do to reach your goal, you may discover new strengths and passions along the way. That's information, that Page of Swords, new ideas, learning. Release attachments. There's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief, an untruth, or negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. That Eight of Swords, like limiting beliefs, holding yourself back. And I know that that's a really hard thing to do. That's a hard spot to be in, but I just want you to understand that you can do this, right? Like you can move this forward, and spirit has your back. You are very protected at this time. So I hope that message helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.